And yes, I promise, guys, this is the last one for the season. Uncle Bull Cow, we got another mystery pepper. And this is it. I don't have any other surprises, pleasant or unpleasant. I'll give you the story behind this. There's actually a video on Instagram of me eating one of the peppers, or the pepper that the seeds from this came from. Last year I was at an event, and I seen some guys, and they had these different peppers, and I was like, "What's that?" And they said, "What are those?" And it looked like this. Maybe not as much of a point right there. Maybe not as sharp, but they said fatalities. Now this was like late November, maybe December. I think it was late November. People's plants were stressed. They were burned out. You do see some crazy phenos sometimes. I've seen stuff. Ghost peppers that look like some kind of bonnet or habanero. I've seen habaneros that look like a ghost. I've seen just the list goes on. I've seen it plenty of times. If you got plants, you leave them outside. The plant's burned out. It happens. So I was very surprised when they said fatality. I said, "Can I have some? Can I trade you some?" I had some peppers on me, so they gave me some. I actually ate one with a couple other peppers on Instagram, because I got some other peppers from some other folks that day, and it tasted like a fatality. You know, fatalities are, they're a pretty basic kind of neutral yellow pod. Okay, they have a little hints of orange podness and mostly yellow podness, but still. So, anyways, I planted one, and it was not until I realized, I said, "Oh," because I had isolated seeds, and I put some of them seeds in the empty cells that didn't pop. And this is what I ended up with. Now, of course, fatalities do throw red variants. I do not believe this is a fatality. I think that what I got last year, were an accidental cross. Maybe they had some kind of, I don't know, yellow ties or yellow dragon tie. I don't know. I have no clue. But whatever, they probably kept seeds from a fatality, planted them, and they got something that looked like this, and they just thought, they don't know much. The fatality is, and I did have someone point out to me, fatality's very stable. And I know that. I just was wondering why they look like this. I said, well, the pepper I got them from looked very similar. So we're going to give it a shot, though, and see. I only got one plant. It's got, a few pods on it. Wow. It's hot. It's hot. Of course, it don't taste like a fatality. It's red. But that is very hot. No, I didn't mix seeds up. I don't have anything that looks like this. I don't grow anything that looks like this. The Super Ghost Orange a little bit, but it doesn't have the long point like that. It's really good. Well, I'm gonna get lit. I got a new sauce prototype here. This is a hot one, so. All right, let me cut this up. I got some other pods here to munch on today. Or Mrs. Bocow can munch on them, whatever. You may see this video later. All right, I'm cutting off the end where it's thin. I'm gonna eat that, but I want to cut into the placenta if I can. I didn't do a great job, but at least I can get into it. Wow. Wow, look at that. My placenta goes all the way down. Smells like a red super hot. It is not, I don't know what it is. I believe I believe that one parent at one point was probably a fatality. If the guys called it that, they are good growers. These guys, I know what they're doing. But Maybe they're not just familiar with the phenos. I'm gonna put two big old chunks on there, like that right there. Wow. Wow. That's outstanding. It's a really good pepper. It's really good. It doesn't have any bitter or floral notes, but it tastes like a red super hot. All right, I'm getting the oils all over. So we'll put that. Let's just throw that whole chunk right there. That's huge. Wow. Definitely hotter than a Fatale. Yeah. I have no clue what it was, what it crossed with. There are some boot varieties that are long and skinny. Maybe that thing crossed with that. And then this year I'm just getting these pods. It's a really good one. I don't know if I'd save seeds to it. I mean, I don't know, man. If I saved seeds from every weird pepper that comes along, I'd have thousands, and I do. I give them away. You know, I'm not going to rename it. I'm not going to try to market it as some new pepper. Although I gave Fatale seeds to my growing partner, and I may have gave him these. So who knows? I might end up with a whole bunch of these. You know, at the end of the day, if I go to get pods from him and I see a bunch of those, then I know what I did. It's very hot. Yeah, flavor is great. I have no clue. I don't know. But this is it. You won't see me having any other weird mystery peppers. And this is not from my seed stock. So I get some accidental crosses every year when I do non-isolated. When I plant non-isolated pods. And I've got tons of wasps that are on my plants every day, and bees. Let me explain this to you. You get people in the pepper groups that sell non-isolated seeds, and they say isolation doesn't matter. You know, the most that you could get is like 1 out of every 300 plants. That's a statistic that's getting thrown out there quite a bit. You know, 1 out of every 300 plants, blah, blah, blah. What's the chances of you getting an accidental cross? Let me explain something to you. If you are growing a field, you got reapers, 200, 300, 400 plants. Then you got Fatale. Then you got this, especially if they're in rows, right? The chances of you getting cross pollination is less of a different pepper, because the wasps and bees, they go. I watch them in my rows. They go from plant to plant to plant, usually in order. Believe it or not, I watch them. Why? Because them plants are close to each other. Sometimes they'll crawl from one leaf to another plant if the plants are touching like that. So isolation does matter. I'm just going to say it. Do I plant non-isolated seeds? Yeah, every year. I do both. If I get an accidental cross, I don't cry about it. You know, I've seen some cool stuff. With that being said, why do I see some accidental crosses every year? I'm going to tell you why. I've only got 1 or 2 of each plant. So when the wasps, right, when they go, say a flower opens up that morning, right? No heavy wind has hit it, anything, so it hasn't self-pollinated yet. That wasp just crawled on a whole bunch of plants. It's going to have other pollen on it. He hits that plant, he's looking for aphids, and sticks his head in that flower that's opening up, and voila, there you go. And it does happen all the time. If you literally grow one or two of each plant and then you keep seeds from it, I promise you, you're gonna see cross pollination. And let me tell you something, it can suck. If you are a product maker, if you're a sauce maker, and you have non-isolated seeds from only, like, say you just get one pepper, you keep 100 seeds, right? Or 50 seeds. You germinate them the next year, and like say for instance, I was to make a fatale sauce, and I was dependent on fatales, and all of them came out like this. Guess what? I can't make that fatale sauce. And if you're an approved, and I mean that's your ingredient, and you have labels made and everything, now you have to search and scour the internet trying to find fatales. And I'll tell you right now, they're not easy to find in bulk. I had a guy 2 years ago, and this year he's not growing. Wow. All right, let's get another nice size slice of this pepper in me. Oh, it has such a good smell. Really good pod. I mean, I might kick myself in the butt down the road for not keeping seeds and growing it out, because it's really good. It's got very good red pod flavors. Maybe like a Primo Tali. I grew a pepper last year. I think it was a Chaos Purple Reaper. Maybe it was the BOC Orange Primo Naga Viper. I don't know. Some crazy cross. I bought seeds from White Hot Peppers. It was red. It had a dominant red flavor, and it didn't have a lot of floral or bitter notes, right? Really good red pod. I thought about growing it out this year. I didn't, But anyways, this kind of tastes like that. It tastes like a nice, really good red pod. There's no floral notes in it at all, and no bitter. Now, could it have been a fatale at some point? Yeah. Of course it could have. Maybe my partner might get maybe some yellow pods. Maybe his won't all be like this. If I did give him them seeds, I don't know which ones I gave him. I had fatale seeds that someone sent me. I had some isolated, and then I had some of these, and I just don't know what I gave him. So we'll find out. Yeah, the last of the mystery peppers. You guys aren't going to see me with any more. I don't have anything else that's like, everything's got its pods on it and the established shapes and everything. I'm looking at everything, even if it hasn't ripened yet. I'm pretty darn sure it's what it is. And like I said, a lot of my stuff is isolated. Probably about 70% of my grow, maybe 75% is isolated. If you are going to save seeds, right? Maybe you don't have money for seeds, or you just want to save your own seeds. I would suggest get you 3 different peppers, maybe even from 3 different plants, but not necessarily. It doesn't have to. But just take 3 peppers, take the seeds from all those peppers, and then plant those seeds. You mix them right up, before you put them in your little bag or whatever, and plant them. Okay. That lowers your chance. I mean, if you're going to get accidental cross, you're going to get accidental cross, but at least you will have from 3 different peppers. You might get one that's an accidental cross, but the other ones didn't. You might get 2. The chance of you getting 3 different accidental crosses is very slim. So I would suggest if you are going to save seeds, keep them from multiple plants, and don't you know, don't freak out when you do get an accidental cross. You knew what you were doing. You knew that you were taking a chance. Same thing when you get non-isolated. Don't buy non-isolated seeds off of somebody in a Facebook group, and then you grow out and you don't get what you wanted, and you throw a fit. You can even ask them first. Say, hey, these isolated. If they say yes and they're not, yeah, put them on blast. If they say no, you buy them. Or if someone gives you seeds, they're not isolated. I've had people ask me, I got isolated seeds I give away too. They're extras that I buy or get given to me. I've had people ask me plenty of times, can I buy some seeds from you? Or, hey, do you got this? I see you grew this last year. You got seeds. I said, I got some, but they were open pollinated. I'll buy them from you. I say, no, you will not. Oh, I'm burning. I got an ear burn going right now, big time. Ooh, it's just hot. Darn. I tell people, no. I'm not going to charge you for them. I'll send them to you for free. But understand this. These are not isolated seeds. You may get what I took it out of. You may not. Make it very clear. With all that being said, I would suggest just buying isolated seeds. They're usually around $5 a pack. And they got good varieties. I get mine from Refine and Fire Chilies, JP Pepper Seeds. I don't know about the other guys out there. I bought seeds from non-isolated vendors, Justin White being one of them, White Hot Peppers. Everything grew true. Germination rates were great. By the way, germination rates were great on all seeds I've ever bought, except one. And I'm not going to blast that vendor, but I'll just say that theirs were a 0% germination rate because their seeds are 5, 6, 7 years old, and they don't rotate their seed stock. And anyway, it's not somebody that is really in the Facebook groups or on that level. It's somebody that just has a good amount of web traffic and money. Let's just say that. So, but guys, Uncle Bulk, I love you. I'm burning really good right now. I'm a little bit above my comfort zone. My lips, my tongue, I got a throat burn going right here, and my ear is burning. Whatever that pepper is, it's really good. Espacante, got you. I'm going to go out there and pick one for you so you can try it. Of course, it ain't going to burn you like it does me, but really, really good. Really good flavor. You guys know I'm pretty picky about red pods. I'm an orange pod, I'm a yellow pod guy, okay? And so, there's a lot of them I don't like. I was talking to you guys about chocolate pods. I mean, these are freaking firm and huge. These will sit out for Mrs. Bulko here for, the next couple days, whatever. She'll eat one or two. She might eat all of them. I don't care. They're for her. I picked her a Bohemian Goat, and then this is a chocolate primo that fell off when I was picking one of these. But they're still good and they're hot like this, which is crazy. With that being said, when these get soft, like if there's one left here in 3, 4, 5 days and it's soft, I'll eat it. That's how I like chocolate pods. Otherwise, I don't want to touch the things. All right, guys, Uncle Bulkow, you already know what it is. Peace.